as Hizbul Mujahideen Supreme Commander Sayyid Salahuddin revoked the ceasefire, saying India had failed to reciprocate its gesture. The aftermath was a ghastly car bomb explosion in Srinagar, killing Hindustan Times photographer Pradeep Bhatia and 12 others. The incident also left 30 critically injured. Prime Minister Vajpayee asserted the carnage was executed at the behest of Pakistan, and it was another example of Islamabad's sustained campaign of cross-border terrorism in Kashmir. The government reiterated that Indian security forces were ready to face the threat of renewed militancy.
You can't possibly say that you will use the gun, and when the man at the other end also replies you with a gun, you will say, oh, he is fighting, he is shooting at me. I said, you stop shooting, they won't shoot at you. And that is what we are trying to do. So today also the rule is the same. If you, on the borders, inside our territory, wherever, if you are going to use the gun, then a gun will be met with a gun.
What else can any government do? Sit tight while they go and shoot people? Of course they will respond. The important thing is they have left the initiative to the Hizbul. And the reason is that they are hoping that in spite of the withdrawal of the ceasefire, the Hizbul will not renew hostilities on its own.
You are unlikely to get any meaningful dialogue underway as long as the supply of arms continue unabated. It seems that as long as there is this continuous access of weaponry, as far as the militant groups are concerned, it is very unlikely that you're going to get talks underway. And that's really the major lesson we can draw from this entire 2-week incident.
Despite the talks collapsing with Hizbul militants, the union government is willing to hold unconditional dialogue with the foremost Kashmiri militant group in future. New Delhi also hopes to engage the Hurriyat in parleys, provided they do not insist on a tripartite dialogue involving Pakistan. However, India is categorically against any talks with foreign mercenary outfits like the Lashkar-e-Toiba and Harkat-ul-Ansar. Analysts feel the government should wait and watch the two Hizbul factions instead of trying to engineer Hizbul chief Abdul Majid Dar, based in Kashmir, to break away and pursue peace.
There was a danger of the Hizbul actually splitting, but not in the manner in which the analysts are predicting, of some people coming out in support of peace. I think there was a chance that more and more Hizbul people would have actually gone over to the side of the hardliners. So the protestations against a split are more in the nature that you'd rather have some people who are willing to conduct a dialogue within the Hizbul, them having a meaningful say in that whole group, rather than that group being splintered.
Let the tension between those who want peace and those who, under Pakistani pressure, are being sort of either wanting or being compelled to resume hostilities, let it mount within the organization and be settled within the organization. And I think that my own guess is that it will be settled in favor of another renewed peace bid.
Opinion makers assert a provocative speech by Pakistani Jamaat-e-Islami chief Qazi Hussain Ahmed instigated all militant organizations in Kashmir to launch an all-out offensive against India. With the Hizbul predicted to come up with more brutal attacks in the future, the path to peace in Kashmir may be splattered with blood. Yet, India has chosen to continue its battle against terrorism till such time this evil is destroyed. Critics argue hardliners in Pakistan are against any peace overtures and want Islamabad to be a party to any peace initiative in Kashmir.
Pakistan has deliberately nurtured and encouraged such forces, and in particular the JEM and the Lashkar are two forces which the Pakistanis now think are their best bet, much more than the Hizbul, which contains a large section of actually Kashmiris from within the valley, as opposed to the Lashkar and the JEM, which consists of Afghans, people from POK and even other Pakistanis.
We have told them, listen, unless you stop killing, unless you stop sending mercenaries inside and keep shooting at our troops who are on our chowkis, because you want to clear the way for your terrorists to come inside, you stop that and we'll talk. So there's no need for Pakistan to make such a big issue out of it. Pakistan has been told 100 times, 1,000,000 times, that stop this cross-border terrorism.
The minimum Pakistan would like is the trifurcation of Jammu and Kashmir and the separation of Kashmir, its joining with Azad Kashmir, creation of an international protectorate, and maybe a plebiscite 5 years down the line. Now that kind of solution began to look as if it might not be possible. So they then began to put pressure. And on the 30th, for the first time, 30th of July, Salahuddin said, you must involve Pakistan directly. And then on the 3rd, he gave this deadline, and on the 8th, he broke the talks.
The United States administration expressed its regret over Hizbul suspending the ceasefire and sought immediate resumption of talks between New Delhi and Islamabad. The Clinton administration is on the verge of declaring Lashkar-e-Toiba as a terrorist organization and put Hizbul on the watch list. Commentators feel for the long haul in Kashmir to end, it is essential to restore a democratic polity in Pakistan and turn it into a responsible modern state.
Regardless of what sort of regime is there, democracy, military dictatorship, or some other more hodgepodge arrangement which can take place, the social forces on the ground now seem to be that Pakistan is going in for a far more aggressive polity.
If they want to change direction, they've got to take out of their system whatever it is that is driving them. And what is driving them is their confrontation with India over Kashmir, where they're using jihadis now, these Islamic fundamentalists. So long as Islamic fundamentalists are treated as some kind of great gods and martyrs, starting with Kargil, there is no way that the average people will realize that these people are a threat to the very existence of the state.
India is prepared to interact with any form of government in Islamabad. But the bottom line is, Pakistan must stop all forms of cross-border terrorism. Experts feel talking with an indigenous Kashmiri militant group like the Hizbul is a different platform where Pakistan has no role to play.